Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new Galactic 2 Maze Monster K911. K911. Alright. Huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster, all the cells needed to take this monster to rank 5. Any gems I use will be reimbursed. And they provided the food to feed this monster all the way to level 150. I gotta say, he has an amazing design. Wow, just look at this monster. Not all space defenders are heartless and thirsty for power like Captain Morgan. There are galactic servants like K911 who are well liked, loved even. K911 is known for his good service to the galaxy. Whenever a meteor leaves fire behind it or there's a crash, K911 comes to save the monsters near the accident from damage. His ultimate attack, Hydro Bomb K9, disables traits on all enemies first, then removes positive effects from all the enemies, then it applies drowns, and then it applies Mega Stun. So unfortunately, this ultimate does not deal any damage. I think it's cool that it traits disable and removes positive effects. I wish it would have been backwards. That way, in case the enemy monster has evasion, the evasion disappears, then you trait disable. But it is what it is. So yeah, you're denying all of the enemy monsters with this ultimate. In terms of a trait, this monster has 5 traits, and he's a maze monster. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. This is the monster that's currently available in the maze. Alright, so you start the game off with Hardened, 20% chance to not get hit with negative effects. That'll upgrade, that won't upgrade. At rank 1, you'll get an immunity to Blind. At rank 3, you'll gain an Ignite and Burn immunity. At rank 4, you start off with Drowned against the enemies. And at rank 5, you get a Pyrophobic shield, so you can only be damaged by the fire elements. Keep in mind, you yourself are water and metal. Okay, as far as traits go, sure he has a lot. I don't think it's anything too crazy. Umbrella trait, again, always good to have. Immune to Blind, useful. Ignite and Burn, useful. Obviously, Torture would have been more better. Having a dot at the start of the battle is always good, and then this at the start of the battle is always good. It could obviously easily get cleansed away with a positive effect removal. So even though he does have 5 traits, I don't think trait-wise he's anything too crazy. At the end of the day, when I look at this monster, I'm like, okay, he is hardened. He's that, you know, that helps. This helps against like the Cherub Cupids, the Serpentex. Actually, they can still sunburn you. But yeah, I mean, it's helpful, but yeah, I don't think his trait is anything too crazy. Let's see how his stats compare to the other monsters in the game. Okay, so in terms of a life stat, take a look at this. This monster has the second highest life stat in the game, tied with that of Salmon Colby, 142,958, second only to that of Shao Lion, our taunt monster. So an incredibly tanky monster. In terms of a power stat, this monster is definitely not an attacker. As you can see, we're looking at 10,472, which is the second lowest stat in the game for the Galactic Era monsters, tied with that of Parabots and Gafuhlz. The speed stat though, ooh, that is very green. This is officially the fastest monster in the game, and based on the ultimate, I would guess this is a denier. I don't know much about the new monsters, so this is really exciting to see. Fastest monster in the game, and second highest life stat in the game. Power's irrelevant. Ooh, let's see what else this monster has to offer. Alright, let's see what we have. The Fire Dog deals low water damage to an enemy and applies Drown, 24 stamina, 0 cooldown. Anti-Fire deals low fire damage to all enemies and removes positive effects from the enemies as well. Spammable because it has no cooldown, assuming you have the 30 stamina for it. Okay, Cleanser. Mecha Suit deals moderate metal damage to an enemy, disables traits. We have our trait disable monster on the Winter cooldown right here. And I do like that it's single target considering we have dodge area monsters in the game. Marking Territory deals low fire damage and applies vulnerable to the enemies. So far I'm liking what I'm seeing with this monster. Fire Extinguisher removes negative effects from all allies, nice. Damage boost to allies and heals everyone by 20%, awesome. Definitely a skill you're going to run, being able to cleanse negative effects from your team, especially in a world of lots of dots. Super useful, super valuable. What else do we have? Attack Hose deals moderate water damage to one enemy, removes positive effects and disables traits from that one enemy, and then you residual drown everyone. Awesome, I like that as well. Okay, Spinning Hands deals moderate metal damage to all enemies, disables traits on all enemies, and applies vulnerable. So AoE trait disable, AoE vulnerable. Pretty good. Pressurized Water removes negative effects from one ally and applies double damage and life regen to one ally. Okay, so he's a trait disable monster that could also vulnerable and cleanse. Okay, I think he has a nice variety of a skill set. Let's go through them again. So I think I'm going to start off by doing the Team Cleanse. That's probably something you're really going to want to utilize a lot. And then you want to be able to remove positive effects from the enemy. Now, the hardest thing about this monster for PvP purposes is, again, dodge area megatons, right? You're going to run into that. Is it useful to run AoE? In the past, it was. Nowadays, I would say single target of skills are probably more useful. So we want to run the single cleanse trade disable. I would say single trade disable. And for that last and final skill, let's see. Trade disable vulnerable, AoE vulnerable, negative effects double damage, removes positive effects from all enemies, spam ball. I would go with the double damage, so you want to buff your attacker and go from there. And this is probably the skill set I would prefer on this kind of monster. So you're able to cleanse all the negative effects from your team. You're able to remove positive effects and trade disable the enemy. Maybe you do this against the enemy like King Autumn, or maybe you want to Uriel and you just want to trade disable him so you can attack him with an AoE. You have the other trade disable in case you need it, pressurized water for that double damage buff to the attacker. I will say for Mecha Suit, if you wanted to replace that, you could, and maybe do that anti-fire, even though it's an AoE. Yeah, again, my issue with the AoEs is like, there comes a point when it's not as useful. As cool as the monster is, again, he has 5 traits and everything, I don't see this monster being realistically a meta monster. I think situationally you can use him in wars, but realistically, there's probably going to be better monsters they can utilize where you don't really need to trade disable or buff double damage when you have other monsters that can buff. I mean, you always could, right? You could always like use them to double damage buff and then do a pierce monster and stuff like that, but overall, I think this is not a monster that's going to be used realistically long term. But nonetheless, let's have fun with them. Let's go to Tumen's Mask. Let's give him a stamina regen amulet as well. Alright, I think he's good in terms of talents. I think I would give this monster the Energizer Shield. It's kind of my go-to. Is that what it's called? Here it is. Energy Shield. It's my go-to. Alright, in terms of a rune setup, I would probably go with the team speed setup. He's a monster that I want to go before my attacker, so he can cleanse and give double damage, or remove positive effects if I need to remove positive effects. Yeah, but I don't want him too fast. So let's go team speed, and maybe one single speed. Yeah, but I don't. It could be, again, I want him faster than my attacker, but I don't want him to be my fastest monster. You could 3-speed him. And again, if you're taking on like the king who has Megataunt, you could trade disable him. So there are lots of different ways to go about it. But we'll see how PvP treats us. So let's take him out into PvP. Alright, so this is the first team I'm going to try. And I might have to 17k speed, 19. Oh wow, I'm super fast. Alright, so even at 130, we should be good to go. I might take him to 150 already. Now, for those of you new to the channel, I'm not allowed to win the PvPs. That would be unfair for me to win with monsters that were given to me by SP. So we will just be exiting out of the battles if it looks like I'm going to win. So Demonic Pack, Sandstorm, unfortunately, we start off with. Alright. Okay, so enemy went first, dead anticipation. Actually, without the team speed, I ended up being faster, which I didn't want. So we'll just do a death mark. And here we get to see myself. So I'm running Spirit of Destiny, which removes positive effects. If I didn't have it, again, something like attack host removes positive effects, trade disable, drown, then I'd be able to attack whoever I want to. Let's see, disables trade on one enemy, and then that double damage. Here I would honestly cleanse, which is why having that fire extinguisher skill is really cool. In PvP though, we got to take on pierce monsters every single day. So we are going to get destroyed here. Yeah, arrow. And we are dead. I think I'm just going to go to 150, level 150. And that way I can also get my other traits. But again, for PvP purposes, I don't see this monster realistically being used that much. Okay, we are maxed out, level 150. Let's do this. Okay, let's go. Teddy Bomb, Sparkus, and Uriel. So we have Taunt, Dodge Area. This is a good example of why I ran the skill set I'm running for PvP purposes only. So Candy Cane hits, that's fine. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I don't really need to cleanse much. I mean, my king does have a lot of negative effects, and maybe I should cleanse him, but we're going to let him be. We're going to go ahead and start by doing by doing attack hose. Moderate water damage removes positive effects, trade disable, so that'll allow my ship to attack whoever she wants to. So we got rid of positive effect, and we disable trait. Now we can, look, we can actually even kill you. Awesome, so you're dead. I can even go for Uriel over here. Bam. And you know what? We might as well just finish you off. Bam. And we might as well just completely finish off. So that's one thing I do like about the skill set, right? Being able to trade disable, remove positive effect, You're able to attack whoever you want. That's nice. And then watch when I get my turn again, I'll be able to cleanse everything for my team, even do a little 20% heal. The heal isn't that much, but it's helpful. So look at my king. He healed, and he is good to go. That 20% helps him a little bit. It allows him to then go ahead and heal himself. Bam, biggest rock heals. And then trade disable if I need to. Double damage, set up for the next attack. So that's how this monster works. Again, he's pretty straightforward. In the PvP world, I don't think he's realistically worth using as much because typically you just run a Pierce monster, triple damage them, double damage them, and they're good to go. But it's still nice to use. Alright, let's go again. Let's see how we do in this one. So we have Galvanus, we have Sparkus. Alright, so, okay, you attacked. Again, a good example. Normally, I would not be able to attack Volt, but thanks for me being able to do Attack Hose, which gets rid of the taunts, now my Shiv is able to go ahead and attack Voltic. So I gotta make sure I kill him. Ooh, so I think I'll do the Vulnerable, and then I'll attack. So Vulnerable, he's poison too. Enlightenment, and then Pain, and there we go. Oh, shoot. I forgot that he cleansed. I should have just gone for my single attack. So that was a misplay on my part. I do have that Pyrophobic Shield right now, so I'm being protected by the attacks of Dark Volt. So if it doesn't get cleansed away, you see it in action, right? Not taking damage by anything except the fire element. Damage, recharge, got alted, that removed positive effects. I'm still taking no damage. For some reason, stuff like that doesn't get cleansed. I think that's just SP messing up. It should be cleansable, but it's not for whatever reason. Form Fission, burnt blood, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to get wrecked. We'll probably do like 2 more attacks. I don't think there's too much to this monster. He looks really darn cool. And again, you see his 5 traits. You're like, oh my gosh, he's going to be awesome. He's going to be powerful. But it's kind of like, it's kind of misleading. I don't think it's anything too crazy with his trading or anything. All right. So what do we have here? All right, Easy Prey. I think this is probably ones where I could cleanse, but we're going to save the cleansing. I don't trust Poseidon. I don't know what she's going to do, so I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to double damage my attacker. There we go. Double damage the attacker. That might have not helped because unfortunately the double damage only lasts for 1 turn. So, yeah. So I'll attack, get rid of your stuff, and then I'll finish you off. I hope you don't have Soul Drag. You might. Ouch. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother looking. If you do, you do. If not, great. Boom. Vulnerable. Sphere of Destiny. Sphere of Destiny. Okay, you didn't save. Death Mark. Boom. Alright, let's see what I can do. So I wanted to showcase. Oh, I'm just going to trade disable you. So I'll do it anyways. It might get cleansed away. Yeah, follow me. Cleanse away. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. And this is also a good reason of. You'll see why. You can see why realistically this monster is not going to be used. Again, the skill set is nice and diverse and everything. The monster itself looks really great. But it's not realistically a monster that you need for PvP purposes. War purposes, I can see maybe that trade disable will come in handy more. But even then, typically you're going to be able to use other monsters. Alright, let's see. Volcanex, you rarely see this monster. Let's see how it does. So there's going to be dots at the start of the battle. Dead memory. So here, no one. Okay, yeah, so again, good example. Attack hoops, this is really like the main skill. Let me trade disable you. Remove your positive effect. Maybe able to attack whoever I want. Alright, biggest threats. I don't know, maybe. Rarius isn't that big of a threat. Let's go for Volcanex. Finish you off. Or let's try to finish you off. Chosen Prey, vulnerable. Now my attacks could hit even harder. Honestly, you're as good as dead. Boom, he'll come back to life. We'll finish you off again. I'm not too scared of Rarius. Zara Tree of Life. Death Mark. Ooh, look at that damage. Ooh, Chosen Prey. Death Mark. Oh, I cannot. You know what? We're just going to attack Rarius just to finish off Rarius. And then you're as good as dead if you attack me. There it is. There it is. I died. Again, I could have cleansed at any time. I could have played it better. That powerful shield, when they don't remove that, you don't take any damage. Alright. And then we're just going to recharge for fun if I needed to. Healing, cleansing, Diamond Assault, Quicksand. Again, buff. I could also remove negative effects, get rid of that. So yeah, that's it. That's K911 in a nutshell. Again, phenomenal looking monster design. The 5 traits I think are misleading. It's nothing too crazy. You get, yeah, it's an umbrella at the end of the battle. These do come in handy every now and again, but it's nothing too crazy. The drown against the enemy is useful, but most of the time, either they have dodge area and it won't land on them, or a Megaton monster will absorb it. Paraphobic shield, as you saw, if they can't cleanse it away, it is helpful for you to stay alive. Great looking monster, but I don't think he's going to be meta or anything. But with that being said, he is a maze monster, so it's easy enough to get him in the maze. Let me know what you guys think about this monster in the comments below. Do you like him, dislike him? Any thoughts in the comments below? Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.